Now we're gonna see break and continue statements. In addition to selection and repetition statements, Java provides statements break and continue to alter the flow of control. The break statement, when executed in a while, for, do while, or switch, causes immediate exit from that statement. Execution continues with the first statement after the control statement. Common uses of the break statements are to escape early from a loop or to skip the remainder of a switch. So we're gonna see an example, and we are gonna go to new. I'm gonna go to folder. I'm gonna name it test, and right click, open in terminal, and I'm gonna type code space that and open it with Visual Studio Code. Okay, so now we are gonna see two short examples. So we are gonna name it break test. Okay, so we're gonna name it break test that Java, like that. And let me change maybe. Okay, and here we have the break statement exiting a for statement. Okay, so we want to use the break statement to exit a for statement. So we're gonna type in public. So this is gonna be a let me see what happened here. Okay, so we're gonna name it public, and this is gonna be a public class, and we are gonna name it break. So it's gonna be break test, like that. We're gonna open curly braces, and here we're gonna have our main. So we're gonna have public static void main, so we have the string and the arguments. Okay, so we're gonna have a variable named count, and it's gonna be of type integer. So we're gonna have, let me do it like that. Okay, it's gonna be a variable of type integer, and we're gonna name it count. Okay, it's gonna be initialized. This is the control variable, also used after the loop terminates. Okay, we're gonna have the for loop here. Okay, and we are gonna go here. So this is the body of the for loop. Inside of the parentheses, we're gonna have the counter. This is the counter variable. Okay, the control variable, so we can name it control variable, like that. Okay, so we have count, and we're gonna initialize it to 1. Okay, we're gonna separate it with a semicolon. So as long as the variable count is less than or equal to the number, or to the number 10, separated with semicolon again, we're gonna increment the variable counter by 1. Okay, or the variable count. Okay, so we have this condition for the variable count that is being initialized to 1. As long as the variable count is less than or equal to 10, we're gonna increment the variable count by 1. Okay, so we're gonna have an if statement here. So here, if the variable count is equal, so double equal sign, is equal to 5. If the variable count is equal to 5, let me see, if the count is 5, we're gonna terminate the loop. Okay, so we don't need the curly braces. Okay, so we're just gonna break like that, or you can maybe move it like that. So just maybe 3, 1, 2, 3, yeah, like that. So if the variable count is equal to 5, we're gonna terminate the loop. Okay, so we are still inside of the for loop. So we're gonna type in system, this one, system.out.println, and it's gonna be print format, since we are gonna have 2 arguments. we're gonna have a string, and then we're gonna have the variable that is gonna be count. And inside of the double quotes, we're gonna have the format specifier, so we're gonna have %sign lowercase letter d for decimal and space. Okay, so this is the end. Okay, end of the for loop. Okay, so we have the control variable, we have the for loop, we have the break. Okay, so we have the break statement like that. And now what we need to do is we're gonna have the system.out.println, and let me see, we are gonna have two arguments. Okay, so it's gonna be print f. Okay, and the second argument is gonna be the variable count, so the only variable that we have. And inside of the double quotes, we're gonna have to the next line. Okay, so it's gonna be broke out of loop at count, and we're gonna use the format specifier, %sign lowercase letter d, and then to the next line. Okay, so this is what we have. And let me see, let's play it. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 broke out a loop at, okay, that's fine. Let me see, so if I name it, I don't know, to 9. Okay, so this is gonna increment from 1 all the way up to 9, and it's gonna stop there. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, broke out of loop at count, at the variable count equal to 9. Okay, so let me see, broke. So this is a basic example, but we can see how we are using the break statement. So if the count is equal to 10, so, or you can, let me see, we can put it if count is equal to 1. So let me see. Okay, broke out of loop at count 1. Okay, so we have that. Let's see another quick example. Okay, so now we are gonna see a continue statement terminating an iteration of a for statement. So we can, it can be in the same folder. We're gonna name it continue test, so it's gonna be continue test.java. Okay, so we have this public class continue test. They are already giving us the public class, so what we can do is have the public static void. So we have our main method, and here inside of the main method we are gonna have the for loop, so it's gonna be the for, and we're gonna have that. So inside of the for loop we're gonna have this integer, so we are declaring the integer inside of the for loop, I mean inside of the parentheses of the for. So as long as the integer, we have this variable named count, and it's of type integer, and we are initializing it to 1. And the condition is that as long as this variable, the variable count, is less than or equal to 10, we're gonna increment the variable count by 1. Okay, now inside of the curly braces of the for statement, okay, inside of the curly braces of the for statement, we're gonna have the if statement. Okay, so inside of the if statement, we are inside of the parentheses of the if statement, we're gonna have that as long as the variable count is equal to 5, we're gonna have some condition. if the variable count is equal to 5, we're gonna skip the remaining code and loop. So we're gonna have, and again, I always do it mechanically, the curly braces, but we don't need it. So 1 2 3 continue, like that, semicolon at the end. So we have the continue statement. Okay, so just continue like that. Okay, so we are looping it 10 times. Okay, and if the variable count is equal, so you have to put double equal sign. If you do it like this, is the variable count is assigned to 5, you have to put double equal sign. Okay, if that is true, we're gonna continue. So pretty much we're gonna skip the remaining code. So we're gonna skip remaining code, like that. And we are still inside of the for loop. Okay, we're gonna go here. We're gonna have the system.out.println, and in this case we're gonna have printf. Let me see, and we're gonna have the format specifier, %, lowercase letter d for decimal, d stands for decimal and target, and the second argument is gonna be the variable, in this case count, the only variable that we have. Okay, so we are gonna be outside of the for loop, and now we're gonna have again our system.out.println, that is gonna be format, print format, and no, let me see, println, because we only have one argument, that is just just a string. Okay, so to the next line we're gonna have use continue to skip printing. Okay, printing 5. Okay, so this is the end of the class main, and this is the end of the class continue test. So let's see what happens. And we have 1 2 3 4, and then use continue to skip printing 5. So okay, so skip remaining code and loop, skip remaining code and loop. We can type that for our comment. Okay, so it's continue, but it's not taking this in consideration, so we can change it to let me see, yeah, you can put 9. So pretty much it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and then it's gonna go to 10. Okay, so let's see. And as you can see, so these are basic examples, but we can see how practical the break and the continue statements are.